Alright, what's going on everybody? Anime Ramble back with another episode. Today we will be taking a look at this mini war arc that we have had going on in Kaiju number 8 for almost a year now. It's been quite a few months that this has been going down. A lot of buildup has paid off. A lot of fan service has paid off. I mean, Matsumoto definitely gave the readers what it is that we have been asking for, right? So many times you have these series where you have these insanely powerful characters and you never get a chance to actually see them go all out. You always have to speculate on what their abilities are, what they can do, this, that, and the third. So I want to take this moment and reintroduce myself back into making content because I've been gone for quite some time. And instead of taking this chapter by chapter, reviewing chapter by chapter, I want to take this fight by fight because we were introduced to some brand new Kaiju. Kaiju number 9 definitely made his appearance. We've seen, what, four or five brand new Kaiju that have been foreshadowed leading up into this whole entire invasion arc that we've had going on. But the first one that I actually really want to dive into, and I'm just going to go in order of Kaijus, not by appearance, but by order of numbers. So the first one is going to be Kaiju number 11, and the person that he was matched up against with was Captain Narumi of the 1st Division. Now, you might automatically think that this is going to be a very quick battle, but it wasn't, right? All of the Kaiju that we've been introduced to up until this point have been preloaded with the memories of Isao Shinomayo. So for Narumi, well, for everybody, that's worst case scenario, but for Narumi specifically, that is the absolute worst case scenario. I mean, the only worst thing that could happen is if Kaiju number 9 showed up and actually fought Narumi as Isao, but this is just as bad because there's nobody who knows Narumi better than Isao. So for anybody to have those memories of Narumi, it would put him in a pretty tough situation, and that's kind of what you get here in this fight until Narumi actually decides to take the shit seriously and go 100% all out against it. Then it was pretty quick. That fight was over in a matter of seconds. You could make the argument that had he actually taken the fight seriously from the beginning, it would have been over much quicker. You could make the argument, or you could, theorize that if Kaiju number 11 didn't have the memories of Isao, that this fight shouldn't have been as important as what it was, because truth be told, Narumi's a savage. He's a menace to society, and he can definitely get the job done. I see him being the Director General of the Defense Force when he gets old enough. Like he has that type of strength for him right now, currently. But at the beginning, right, because this all starts pretty much chapter 85, 86 is when the fighting actually begins. Narumi's struggling quite a bit, right? The abilities of Kaiju number 11 allow for him to control and manipulate water. This ability to control water extends further than just him having to consciously control it. The water can act even if number 11 isn't aware of what it is that's going on. It's a lot like Gaara's sand from Naruto, right? He had the sand that he could control dependently, but then he also had the sand that would react on its own, right? He could be asleep, that sand would still defend him even if Gaara isn't aware. So number 11 has that going on for him. And to make matters worse, Narumi in his base form, just using the regular eyes of Kaiju number 1, is not able to read the electrical signals of the water because the water does not have electrical signals. So this fight became problematic for Narumi very early on. You pair that with the fact that number 11 also knows all of the moves that Narumi is going to use. He's using the water to dodge, he's using the water to intercept attacks, shots, blasts. He's taunting Narumi savagely. He's pulling up memories, he's pulling up conversations that him and Isao shared with one another. He's saying that he doesn't need an incompetent officer. I mean, just poking the hornet's nest until eventually Narumi just snaps, right? We see the flashbacks of Narumi and Isao. They're sparring. Narumi's never able to get the upper hand on Isao, but Isao has to train every single day like he's a recruit just to keep up with this kid because he sees the potential in him. And just poking that hornet's nest, Narumi snaps. And you get that panel, and I was like, yo, what is going on? You see his eyes change from pink, red to green. And I mean, this man was Steph Curry on the battlefield. Like every hit, every shot, every slash was hitting its mark. And you see this man like just Kaiju number 11 is trying to figure out what's going on, and he's just trying to run at this point. But Narumi's like, nah, bro, you not running now that you up. You gonna stay here. You gonna take this L. And we're going to wrap this up because I got a game that needs attending to. But it's not what he does, but it's how he does it, if you understand what I'm saying. While he was in his base form, his red-eyed Kaiju number 1 weapon-wielding form, he's only able to read the electrical signals of the body. However, because he's been paired with this numbered weapon for so long, he's developed new skill sets that he developed specifically not to save people, but by his own words, he developed the ability to wow the hell out of Isayo. But unfortunately, Isayo was doomed from the beginning of this manga to not be able to ever see the development of Isayo, to see the development of Narumi. And so while I'd imagine Narumi's fortitude level did increase, we never actually got a reading on how high his fortitude level was. I'd imagine it's 100% if he's the first division, captain. But we never actually get a reading. We just see the panels of the scientist guy talking about how the mental strain is through the roof on Narumi, and he really can't hold this for that long. But considering the ability that he developed to wow Isayo, I mean, he didn't need that much time to begin with. And it speaks a lot to what is possible moving forward with speculating how these characters are going to upgrade. I mean, to go from the ability to just read electrical signals, which is pseudo foresight, to then unlocking an ability of actual foresight speaks volume to just the possibilities and capabilities that being a numbered weapon suit user actually has. That's a huge scale. Reading electrical signals to actually predicting the future. Yeah, it can happen, of course. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, that is a massive gap. I mean, what does that say about the possibilities for Kikoru's suit? What does that say about the possibilities for Kafka's suit? You know what I mean? Like, Kikoru could teleport at some point. She has the fastest suit possible. Just throw teleportation in there, right? Why not? It's on the same scale, right? But no. In all seriousness, this fight was over the minute we found out that Narumi could see the actual future. Number 11 stood no chance. He diced him up, and he let it be after that. But like I said, this video wasn't meant to be like some in-depth, massive deep dive into Daikaiju number 11 or Daikaiju number 1. No, that video is going to be for after I'm done with this whole invasion war recap, of course. But I definitely wanted to get this out. I definitely wanted to put that out there just to have that in the ethosphere. But that is all I have for you today. If you made it to the end, thank you. If you are new, go plus ultra and smash that subscribe button. Let me know you rock with the content that I put out on the channel. Like the video if you like the video, dislike the video if you dislike the video. Comment on the video your thoughts about what you think is going on, how you think this matchup would have been had number 11 not been implanted with the memories of Isao Shionomayo. Do you think that this kaiju actually holds weight, actually holds water? Because truth be told, not a lot of them do. I'm kind of glad that these were the first. I'm kind of glad that this was the first wave of kaiju that kaiju number 9 actually created, right? They're strong, but they're not too strong. You get what I'm saying? Except for number 15. Number 15 was a fucking menace, and number 13 was a menace as well. But their videos are coming up. Like always, until next time, I'm out.